Hey guys, welcome to the Compare and Contrast All Similar Then All Different introduction tutorial video. You're watching this video because you have chosen to write the Compare and Contrast essay in which you compare all of the similarities and then talk about all of the differences in your essay. If you have not chosen this option, you're watching the wrong video. The prompt for this essay is as follows. Write an essay that compares and contrasts life in the dystopian society of the novel you read with our modern-day society. Remember, if you're reading the book I Am Number 4, you should replace dystopian society with John Smith's life and compare and contrast it with your life. Whenever you're writing an introduction for an essay, there are three major parts: the hook, the bridge, and the thesis. The first part is the hook. The hook is also known as the attention getter. It's the engaging first line that hooks the reader into wanting to read your essay. There are 4 strategies that you can use to write your hook. You need to choose one of them. The first option is to start with a quote. A quote is any famous saying from a book, a movie, a song, or any famous person that you can find online that is both interesting and related to the topic you're writing about. So my example is, unity is oneness of purpose, not sameness of persons. Evans. You'll notice that I included the citation at the end of my quote to give credit to the author who wrote it. The next option is to start with a question. The question should be both interesting and related to your topic, and should get the reader thinking right away in your essay. My example of question is, why is it so difficult to have equality? The third option is to start with an anecdote. An anecdote is a mini story that you come up with that's hypothetical, but again, interesting and related to your topic. My example is, ants spend their entire existence in service of their communities. They move grain after grain from the beginning of their lives to the end. On paper, it is a perfectly functioning society. The last option you have is to start with an intriguing statement. Intriguing is another word for interesting. So you, again, need to start with something interesting and related to your topic. And this is a statement that you come up with yourself and you don't find anywhere else. An example would be, in order for there to be pleasure, there must be pain. So all of my hook options are related to my novel that I read to write my essay. But when you're writing your hook, you can say anything about comparing and contrasting. You could talk about dystopian societies, or you could even make a statement about modern day society. Either way, it should be interesting and related. Now you need to write the hook of your essay. For my sample introduction, I have chosen to use The Giver as my core text. So I've decided to start with an intriguing statement. Unity is a complicated concept. So from that point on, I need to start my bridge. The bridge of your essay connects your hook to your thesis statement while introducing the topic of your essay. So the first thing you should do is explain, what does your hook mean? That's a good way to bridge from that topic to what you need to talk about next. You also need to make sure you clearly state what the essay is about. In your case, you are comparing and contrasting either societies or the life of John Smith with your life. Finally, you need to make sure that you name the specific book that you are writing about and are focusing on in your essay, and what you are comparing and contrasting that to. So, you're comparing and contrasting the society in your novel to modern American society, or if you're reading I Am Number 4, you're comparing and contrasting John Smith's life to your life. Here is my sample or bridge. Unity is something for which humans strive, but it is often confused with making every individual the same. Humans have attempted for centuries to create utopias in real life and in literature, and the result is almost always dystopian. In the novel The Giver, the community's attempt at creating a utopia left it with both similarities and differences to modern American society. So my bridge mentioned that I am comparing and contrasting. It mentioned the dystopian society of my novel, and it mentioned modern day society. I named the specific novel that I am reading because my reader doesn't always know what book I am talking about. The last part of your introduction, and possibly the most important, is the thesis statement. Your thesis statement is the one-sentence response to the prompt. It should address all aspects of the prompt and preview the structure of your essay. If you use this frame, you will get that job done. Although the community in book title, whatever your book is, and modern American society are similar when it comes to blank, blank, and blank, they are vastly different in blank, blank, and blank. So you need to insert your book title and the 6 different features that you are comparing and contrasting. The 3 you're comparing and the 3 you're contrasting. So my thesis statement is, although the community in The Giver and modern American society are similar when it comes to jobs, school, and government surveillance, they are vastly different in rituals, freedom of choice, and feelings. So now I've already laid out what I'm going to talk about being similar in my first body paragraph, job, school, and government surveillance, and then what I'm going to contrast in my contrast paragraph, rituals, freedom of choice, and feelings. You should have 6 different features that you are naming. Again, you're comparing the first 3 and contrasting the last 3. So now that you have your introduction, you can go on and write your essay, the body and the conclusion. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask.